Hello and welcome to our Net Zero Treehouse project. We're going to go over what net zero is and what we use to get a net zero treehouse. But first, what is a net zero building? A net zero building is any building which produces the same amount of energy it uses from on-site renewable sources. Now, how we got our net zero treehouse is by having a high R value rigid insulation for the walls and blown insulation for ceiling and floors. We also use a self-sufficient solar-based energy production system with a battery storage. We also use a high efficient lighting and heat pump for air conditioning and 3 plain low E windows to allow light in while keeping new heat out and existing heat in. Now, the energy sources that we use for our treehouse are 4 solar panels with a US Tesla battery storage. The treehouse itself has 5 windows with overhangs, 6 lights, a heat pump, and insulation. The place that we want it to be located at is San Fernando Valley. And why we picked this location is because it has the best real world conditions with the space for a structure of this size. We also chose it because the area has a high amount of sunny days, which can be used for the solar panels. Now, what is thermal regulation? Thermal regulation is when you limit the heat transfer between 2 objects, and how we achieve that is by using insulation, triple pane windows with overhangs, a heat pump, and weather stripping. We also took advantage of a south-facing slope roof in order to maximize energy production, as well as reduce the amount of direct energy that can enter the home. Now, some features about the treehouse is that our energy system ensures that we're able to produce all of our energy from the sun, with the ability to store some extra energy in the batteries for later use when the sun isn't producing as much. And the awning ensures that there is not as much direct energy hitting the windows, which increases their efficiency. Now, the material that we use for our treehouse is wood, and why we picked it because it makes for a strong base, and the space between the rafters and studs is to insulate the home. And we also have a combination of solid and blown insulation, which then we use to add thermal resistance to the wall. Then we also have our current gen solar system, ensures that we're using the most efficient solar panel, and the battery system is to ensure as much energy is being captured as possible. And finally, we're using efficient appliances that ensures that our limited energy budget is sufficient to run our core systems such as lighting and air conditioning.